On our next match with Chord. Would like to be on the play. I would like to keep a turn 3 Nahiri with a bird on 1. This is everything you want to be doing all the time. That's all I just want to cast Nahiri on turn 3. Is that so much? I'm sure we're going to like die on his turn 3 now. He's going to be playing some unfair combo deck, but this, I just want to cast this card. Engineered Explosives is good against the 1-drop aggressive decks and Merfolk and Boggles. Lantern Control or All-In Zoo. I did start the recording. So we missed that first match on the archives, but I started the recording for this one. So, Lantern Control, okay. Glad we have Nahiri in our opener and Chord. I think our Lantern matchup's okay. Nahiri's good in this matchup, for sure. I don't have a Kataki in the main anymore, which might make it worse. He has main deck Pyroclasm. Okay, well that's not good for us. Getting Clasm done too definitely isn't stellar. And we're not going to be able to play Nahiri till 4, and we lost our... I guess I could technically play this out. Might as well start attacking him, right? Clasm was super unfortunate. Interesting. Main deck Gear-Pure Aether Grid. That's really good too. Well, we're losing our Chord next turn, which is unfortunate. So, and Gear-Pure Aether Grid's probably going to be able to shoot down Nahiri. Not in a good spot. His draw is lined up really well against what we're doing this game. Eternal Witness would be good if he wasn't going to mill it. This configuration that I'm playing right now... This configuration I'm playing right now is not that good against Lantern game 1. Oh, I could have exiled Aether Grid. Oh, jeez. That was a huge punt. Nahiri exiles Grid. We still get to do that next turn, right? Yeah, we still get to do that next turn. He can only 2 the Nahiri, right? So we can just exile the Grid. Is he Pikachu actually? Yeah, you're definitely right. This should be... I should be hitting this. It's fine. We're going to exile the enchantment. It's cool. It's cool. Exile that. Grid be gone. Attack for Pontiff. I might just path my Pontiff. Is that unreasonable? Hey, that's probably bad. I have Nahiri here to loot with that. Now am I pathing the Pontiff? I really don't want to draw Horizon Canopy. Although I guess I get redraws here. Yeah, that's fine. Horizon Canopy gives me a redraw later. What's really sweet is I get to, once I discard a card, I automatically get to draw whatever's on top of my deck. Peace, Kitchen Finks. So the goal here is to, like, get Revelark going. Do I want to discard and draw Resto? Yes, I do. I'm going to play this. Ship the turn. We have one Quasily Pride Mage in our main deck to interact with Ensnaring Bridges, and we have Lark to recur it. So, ideally, again, we need to get Nahiri here to 8 and get Lark. Rex Age is in the board, unfortunately. That's annoying. Keeps Nahiri down for a turn. I'm going to go ahead and put Resto into play. Might as well, right? The artifacts have to be tapped in order for Nahiri to exile them. I don't think this matchup is bad. We don't need extra cards for it. Especially post-board. We already have a lot of tools in our sideboard for this matchup. Putting Nahiri to 4 here, sure. So he's going to mill me in response to this. And then I think I want to draw in response here. Yeah, I'm going to draw in response here. Which makes him mill me again. So maybe this is loose. Maybe I'm supposed to save this for a time when he can't do that. No, I'm just going to leave the cards that I have for now, and the reason I'm doing that is I don't want him to mill my Quasily Pride Mage or my Revelark or my other Eternal Witness, so I think I'd rather just keep them there. I don't really have a set stream schedule. I try to stream a minimum of 3 days a week. Generally, we're going to try and do more than that, but The best way is just like have your notification set up or follow me on Twitter. Or follow me on, yeah, Twitter. He got back Infernal Tutor, so he gets whatever he wants. See what he's getting here. I just realized how we can win this game. Alright, this is about to be really gross. So, I should have played Kiki out a while ago, because Kiki can copy Orzhov Pontiff, which gives our creatures +1/+1, which lets our Birds of Paradise attack for a damage. Plus, we have the timeout factor going on here, but yeah, so we can get in for 1 point of damage a turn. I didn't realize that. We've probably missed 4 points of damage by now. Yeah, I think we've missed at least 4 points of damage by now. I mean, we are a combo deck. To be completely fair, we are a combo deck. It's fine. We're 3 minutes up on clock on our opponent right now, so I'm just gonna kill him that way too. We'll win at least one. Oh, I could have attacked with my Pontiff too. Oh, I'm such a big dumb dummy. Missed 2 points of damage. I just assumed he was never gonna have a card in his hand. Oh, EOT copy bird. Oh, I've missed so much damage. I could have gotten 4 more points of damage in. All right, I'm just gonna F6 a whole bunch. No, we missed 3 because my other Pontiff could have attacked. Yeah, that's fine, man. All right, so now we're literally just gonna F6 a bunch since he broke us up, and we knew he was gonna break us up at some point, but now we're just gonna make him kill us. We have 1 Pride Mage and it's in the graveyard right now. We have a Kataki and 2 Stony Silences and 2 Engineered Explosives in the sideboard as well. Moto's bugged. Same card on top, twice. Needle is on Nahiri. We have 1 Eternal Witness and 1 Revel Arc left in the deck. Both of which are getting mildew, I'm assuming. There is a Pithing Needle on Nahiri. I'm just gonna F6 back and forth and make him mill us out now at this point. He's down 9 minutes in one game, so he can have his fun. And we will play, you know, we'll win game 2 on the back of our sideboard, and then game 3 he'll time out. I'm aware this game is over. I'm burning another 45 seconds off my opponent's clock, though, before the game actually ends. This game's been over for a long time. This game ended as soon as he got the Pithing Needle. I'm disappointed we're playing against Lantern Control too. I agree. It's very disappointing. I hope Zach's still here. Look, if he wasn't having fun with what he's doing right now, you know, like, you don't play Lantern Control if you don't find it fun. Yeah, usually they play Surgical Extraction in their main deck. He's got some weird spells like Faithless Looting, though, and main deck Pyroclasm, so he might not have Surgical Extraction, but usually they do. You should have Evercool the deck? Yeah, I guess. Inside boarding. Rex Sage, Stony Silence, Kataki. Path comes out, Collector out, Pontiff out, P and K out. Scavenging Ooze is actually okay, I guess, right? Like, they utilize their graveyard pretty heavily. Voice doesn't do a whole lot. I think this is what I want. I might want some paths just for, like, interacting with his spell skites, and I guess it can, like, randomly shuffle our deck on occasion, too. But I don't think so. Awesome. That's fine. If Stoney's staying in play, EE is fine being dead. Maybe I want the Forge Tender because he's got Pyroclasm. You'd rather the Pontiff? Oh, just because of the thing I set up earlier? I think I like that. You would run the Eidolon? You think Eidolon's good against him? Is P and K better than Voice, maybe? A Twin and Kiki combo are different than Lantern. They're a kill you combo. They're not a prison and then mill you over 20 turns combo. Yeah, I like the Forge Tender. I think I'm going to go ahead and submit like this. Sand seems great. You'd run Pia over Voice, maybe. Having a high density of 2-drops is often important in this deck. You don't want to board out too many 2-drops because then your chords your chords become a lot worse. I understand that Pia shocks, but Pia also gets swept away by a Pyroclasm, so I'm not sure that that's great. Okay, I'm just going to call you a casual. I love when casuals complain about people timing people out on Magic Online. No one complains when someone loses to the chess clock when they're playing chess. Like, it's literally part of the game. And the clock on Magic Online is part of the game. And if you lose to the clock, you lost the game. Maybe you lost to the part of the game that you didn't want to lose to, but you still lost to part of the game. That's a little awkward. I think I'm going to discard the Resto here. Yeah, I'm going to bin the Resto. Maybe I'm supposed to hold it in case we get this alt off and then I just combo him. Yeah, okay, I'm going to do that. And it might be right to even just not to discard there. But I feel like with these two 1-drops in play, I probably don't want to... Now I'm going to discard this since he has Bridge. We have Stony Silence. Magic Online is not Magic the Gathering. If Magic Online was Magic the Gathering, I wouldn't file for compensation because Wall of Roots doesn't work properly. Are my opponents scummy every time I lose the game because Magic Online is bugged? No. They're not. It's part of the game. It's literally just part of the game. Oh, well, that's rude. Rough. Yes, I'm bidding this back up, Nahiri. Wish I would have kept the E now. Alright, well, I'll put this into play, I guess. Not that it does anything, because Grafdigger's Cage is there. I guess keeping the E wouldn't have done anything, because I have Stony Silence out. You know, details. I'm not attacking here because I need to kill... Actually, what am I even killing here? Am I killing the bridge or am I killing the... I should probably kill the Grafdigger's Cage, right? Yeah. I didn't want to attack with the Noble because that gives him a chance to kill... We kill Cage, and then we just, like, use Nahari to kill the other one, so yeah, that seems fine. Alright, I think I'm just hitting submit here. Ugh. This hand's a little awkward because Kataki in the opener means he can just cast a discard spell, but I think it's keepable. Especially since we have the Chord as well, so we've got 2 pieces of action here. That's a little awkward. Alright. Maybe I should have waited to see what was on top of my deck before playing my card. No, I don't think Bring to Light's very good. I guess I should have not played this out because I'm going to draw this, then I want to clear away his Grafdigger's Cage. But maybe he doesn't want to play his Grafdigger's Cage because I have this. See what he takes here. He's got some choices. It's got to just be the Kataki, right? Kataki, not close. He made me shuffle my deck. Okay, that's pretty aggressive, but seems like a reasonable play. No, he's turned my Chords off. I have 2 of them, which is awkward. So he's got a Grafdigger's Cage in his hand. He needs, his 1 card is Ensnaring Bridge, and we know that it's Ensnaring Bridge. If he bricks on land for a few turns, maybe we have a chance, and we run off. If we bricks on land and we run off mana into Kiki, like, we could have a very good chance. Ooh, that's good. That's very good. I'm glad we're playing 2 of these. I know he has Bridge. That's a good draw. Yeah, I like having 2 of these on the board again. They're just so flexible, and they come in like so many of these like really random matchups that could be awkward without it. It's just so great. Just gonna blow this up now. Takes our Forge Tender off the table. If we had untapped red source, we can Kiki our voice and go to town. Am I supposed to Chord for 2 here? No, I think I'm supposed to play the Spell Skite out. It exposes us to another discard spell, but we've got more live draws than him, I think. Cycling the Mishra's Bauble to try and hit a land to play his Ensnaring Bridge. Although this... Oh, this just doesn't make mana right now, right? That seems super loose. Oh, he just wants to get his hand empty for his bridge, probably. Well, now if we hit an untapped red source... If we hit untapped red source, he dies, right? Yeah, untapped red source kills him. And dead. See, look, didn't even need to time him out for those whining. Has 10 minutes left. I feel like most of Lantern's games are quite odd, right? Like, that's just how the match plays out. This is one of those games where we just gotta hope he doesn't bolt the bird, or if he does bolt the bird, we just be a professional and draw another land. So, open to dodge the bolt here. Bloodstained Mire usually means the bird's gonna die. We're on the draw. I wouldn't keep this on. Okay, I might keep this on the play, but on the draw, I think this is a fine keep. See Pikachu running on screen there. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate the support. The bird could get Terminated or Abrupticate here, looking more like Jund. Could get Abrupticate. Yep. Come on, Worth, please. Please reward us. Never lucky. Never lucky. He had the soul read. He looked at us, or he's ghosting. What, Yanti? Are you in the chat, Yanti? Alright, got there on 2. Most famous on the SC tree. Yeah, that's a stretch. Yeah, Flickerous might be reasonable. So this is the reason why I led on this instead of Wall of Roots. Because edicting, killing this is not nearly as big a deal as anything else. Oh, he just ate it. Okay, I was like, what's going on? Okay, so now we get to go ahead and play this. Shock. Play Wall of Roots. Play Scavenging Ooze. We don't know that he's ghosting. Like, Abrupt Decaying the bird on 2 is a perfectly reasonable play. Each player discards a card. I think I'm going to bin the Kiki Jiki. I guess if we bin the Kiki Jiki, we can't combo him, but I feel like we're probably not comboing him regardless. It's possible I'm supposed to just bin the Eternal Witness there since his Ooze has it on lockdown, but I forgot to get a Grove. So yeah, we're still on Firelit Thicket. Why not take back a land? I guess he was tapped out, wasn't he? Yeah, I guess Witness rebuy a land is probably good. Because Witness... Yeah, I like that line. Rebuying the land is better. I agree. Filippo Magic. I think that's the better line that turn. This is... I'm not sure if this is better against anything, actually. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just strictly better to rebuy the land. This guarantees we get to cast Nahiri next turn if we would have rebought the land. Now he can kill the Wall of Roots, and then we don't get to use the land. He's probably killing the Wall of Roots. Hopefully he kills the Scavenging Ooze and then ships in. Yeah, that's fine. So hopefully now he attacks and doesn't have another follow-up, and then we play Nahiri and eat a Scavenging Ooze. Oh, please don't have another removal spell. He's getting supremely punished if he has another removal spell. No blocks. We play 1 Horizon Canopy because more than that makes your matchup up against Burn scary. Please just be eating both my creatures. Please just be eating both my creatures. Don't Abrupt Decay my wall. 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 Alrighty. Fair. Untap land? Bird. Alright. Oh, he's out of cards at least. Exile that. Dead to Bolt. Assume he's attacking Nahiri here. He attacked us. Alright, just wants to put us dead to Bolt, I suppose. Exile your Goyf. Play this bird. Play this Spellskite. So starting next turn, we're no longer dead to Bolt. Dead to Bolt, dead to Culligan's Command. What a nice top deck. Unreal. I guess it's not that unreal, but it's frustrating. It's frustrating is what it is. Like, I feel like him taking the overly aggressive line is wrong there. Like, he's supposed to just kill the Nahiri instead of... Yeah, he said in chat he forgot Nahiri could exile the Tarmogoyf. So he made a mistake and then got supremely rewarded for it. And you know, that's Magic sometimes. Sometimes you mess up and then win anyways. We do it all the time. Only fair that our opponent gets to mess up and win sometimes too. Am I just cutting all these mana creatures? That seems fine. Every time today we're like, can we fade the Bolt for one turn? They untap and draw Bolt and kill us. I think it's been at least 3 times today. Yeah, I'm just going to cut all the mana creatures, actually. Except for the Wall of Roots. And just submit. I mean, you're not wrong. Being lucky is definitely a good way to win matches of Magic. Lucky beats good every time. Being both really helps. Like, if you're lucky and good, you're just gonna like crush most of the tournaments you play. But if you have to pick only one, you definitely want to pick lucky. And remember, we missed our second land drop that game. We did not. We got our bird bolted on 1 and did not play a land on 2. And we needed him to just not have a bolt the turn we died. This hand's sweet because we've got 2/2 drops. Depends on like what the rest of his hand is here, but like Thoughtseize, Wall of Omens, like decay my Wall of Roots next turn is not a bad line. Burn is one of the best decks in Modern. It's a combination of not wanting to get blown out by sweepers and not wanting to flood out in the late game. Remember, we're playing 30 mana sources in our deck game 1, so trimming 5 of them is plenty reasonable. We still have 25 left over. We still play a fine, fair game of Magic with Restoration Angel and Revel Arc and Voice of Resurgence and... Nahiri. Like, you don't need Siege Runner to play a fair game of Magic. In fact, if you wanted to win a fair game of Magic, Siege Runner is a bad card to do that. We'd want to play something like Woodland Bellower or Hornet Queen or Sun Titan. Basically, think bigger. That seems like a really, really odd take. I know this shows him the land that we drew, but in case we draw another Razor Verge Thicket, I want to just play it out. Let's go ahead and take Wall of Omens here. Maybe he didn't want to take a wall and kill a wall because we had Revel Arc, but I really feel like he wants to choke up our early plays. Early Dark Confidant was one of his best ways to win the game here. So if he has a Dark Confidant and we don't rip a removal spell, we're in a bad spot. Scavenging Ooze, don't really care about that right now. A little bit punished for not having played out my Wall of Roots last turn since we drew Nahiri. Hopefully he doesn't rip a Thoughtseize next turn. No, we're only on 3 Wall of Omens. And I definitely like Wall better than Visionary because it blocks things. We're generally a bad... This attack is great. Block. he bolts this to finish it off, or like maybe K command shock discard. Actually, I think I'm supposed to block with the Wall of Roots there, maybe? I don't know. Dark Confidant, sure. It's just like a fake out attack. He'll get Sacred Foundry since we have Firelit Thicket to filter. That was a great draw. So we get to go ahead and path his Bob and then Nahiri his Scavenging Ooze. And this lets Nahiri die to a Bolt or a K command, but that's probably fine. So it's a nice solid 2-for-1. We've got 2 more in our deck. It's a little awkward that we're going to play Revelark out and not have anything to get back in our discard pile, but such is life. Yeah, Nahiri is very powerful in this deck. I think she's okay in Modern in general, but she's definitely very good in Chord. That turn was medium. There's definitely argument to just plussing the Nahiri that turn, just because I really don't want her to die. The games where she goes on checks, we're gonna win by a lot. Maelstrom Pulse my Nahiri. Okay, well, I guess that worked out well. And she was guaranteed dead either way. Kiki Voice isn't bad. Like, I've definitely made, like, 12-12s every turn with Kiki Voice. So these guys got 3 cards left. I think if we draw a Brick next turn, I'm going to cycle the Horizon Canopy as opposed to running out the Lark. Because, again, I want at least 1 card in our graveyard to get with Lark. Another Bob. Yep. All right. Oh, another Path. Sounds good. I'm going to go ahead and cycle this. Okay. Play Voice. Play Path. There are links to the deck list below the stream. You can find them there. Blue-white-red range. Yeah, maybe Ian. I mean, I like blue-white-red and I like Nahiri. That's really good. So I was happy running this out because it meant if the Voice died, he needed to kill the Voice, and then we had Lark left over. But K command takes care of both of those things for him nicely. All right. Well, Voice is great in this matchup. That's why we're back up to 4 of them. So Voice and Wall of Omens are both good in this matchup, and that's why we're playing for it. 3 Walls and 4 Voice again. Bob draws a card. So if you don't kill it on your turn, he gets to draw a card. Oh, that's really good. Need to draw a spell immediately. That's not a bad spell to draw. Who do I want to path here is a real question. I feel like Bob could be on our team. He's at 10. It's probably too much life for Bob to be on our team. Right? That's got to be too much life for Bob to be on our team. I think I'm supposed to just play this and hope to keep drawing spells. Well, we're very good at drawing removal this game, at least. With both of us empty-handed, the Huntmaster's kind of hard to flip back, so... And if he kills our Voice here, we have 2 4/4 elementals, which isn't bad. I guess if he has, like, Bolt in response to our Voice trigger, that could be rough, because he gets to kill this elemental while it's a 3/3. We're just playing this out because, you know, I'm just going to ship for 4 here, and this trade's fine with me. If he doesn't take the trade, he goes to 6. Cool. So the Huntmaster just literally traded for a Voice of Resurgence. I guess it did 2 damage to us and gained him some life, but basically traded it for a voice. I mean, you're calling me lucky, and then we're 17 cards into my deck without a we had 1 Restoration Angel Raid. He took it early. We haven't had a Chord in 17 cards, which is kind of the linchpin of the deck. And he has his 2nd Scavenging Ooze now. Yeah, he has 2 out of 3 Scavenging Oozes. So I would disagree with you. We're drawing like medium. Like drawing Helixes would have even been better than drawing Paths, and we haven't drawn any of those. Alright, well, that does that. I'm going to ship with this Elemental, I suppose. Man, I hope he tries to eat something at our end step. Please eat something at my end step. Please eat something at my end step. Please eat something at my end step. Yeah, get got. And he took our Lark away, which sucks. That's our late game value card. Maybe I think I'm supposed to start holding lands from this point because I could draw a 2nd copy of Nahiri. To be fair, drawing Path was better at that point in the game. Oh, he found his card that draws 2 cards a turn. That sucks. We're going to lose this game. Made a bunch of changes to make Jund better. Jund opponent draws 4 Dark Confidants and 20 cards. We draw 0 Chords and 20 cards. That's life sometimes. Chord's not even a good draw really anymore. Path is medium. Deals with the Raging Ravine at least. I don't think we have good draws left in our deck at this point in the game. We really just need him to draw a lot of bricks here. This Chandra starts zeroing. Yeah. Hopefully he just draws removal. I mean, Lightning Bolt's like half removal. I guess it means he can't attack with Raging Ravine if he wants to use it. I think Tireless Tracker has a place in Modern. Maybe. Tireless Tracker dies to Bolt, but I guess like you can play a fetch land and fetch with it right away and get 2 draws out of it, but like sacrificing clues is really slow in Modern. Maybe. Like, it's possible I was supposed to have killed the Huntmaster, but then, like, if he just, like, draws all these cards, let him draw more cards, like... I think the Jund Chord matchup is close with Chord being slightly ahead. This person has drawn every one of their... Like, Dark Confidant unchecked is their single best card against us, and we've answered him every time, but we've given him a bunch of lands to do so, and then he drew his 5th Dark Confidant in Chandra Pyromaster here, so... Yeah, I'm just going to hold on to that, both for Thoughtseize and for Nahiri. Like, he drew all 4 of his best card in the matchup, plus, like, a virtual 5th copy, and we haven't drawn a single Chord when it would have been good. Well, at least it's hitting bricks, like I said I could do. You get an Abrupt Decay. Helix, okay. Well, that kills Chandra, at least. So you're saying there's a chance. Well, he bricks off a few more times, and we'd find an answer to this, or like an Eternal Witness or something. We could be in the game. That's technically an answer to this card. Protection from red twice! It's super protection from red, as long as we don't get Abrupt Decay or Liliana. Oh yeah, this is my planes. And play this out tapped. It gives him information about what we drew, but again, I think I'd rather be at the option to get a land untapped when we're now 25 cards into our deck without having drawn a Chord of Calling. I'm not counting though. Alright, well, that's a thing at least. How many Planeswalkers are in graveyards? The real question is, can I make this small enough to manage? I guess I can make this a 5/5 right away. How many sorceries have we got? We've got 1, 2, 3 sorceries. We've only got 1 artifact. So I can get rid of the artifact to take 1 damage off the Tarmogoyf. And I don't know if I want to exile the Nahiri and the Chandra. I think I do want to exile the Nahiri and the Chandra. I think I want more Nahiri rather than more Chandra's parents, but I'm not 100% on that. Yeah, I'm just gonna make this into a 4/5 and then take the hit. Next turn, Ooze will be bigger than him unless he has a Terminator or Decay. Oh, hey look at that. We drew a Chord of Calling. It's not bad. We're gonna grind this one out. Some miracle of God. Peace, DJ. Thanks for watching. I'll block. All right. There's only 28 cards in, but we got there. We figured it out. Opponent concedes. All right. All right. Yeah, I think we just hit submit. Pretty content with how this is configured. This hand's kind of medium. I don't like mulliganing against Jund though, so I'm going to keep. Alright, well, it's a good card against our Confidant. Don't care about Goyf. I think we just go ahead and play Wall of Roots here. It's a little annoying. They both suck if he plays Liliana the Veil, but This one means that his Goyf is one point smaller. We can Helix to finish off a Liliana of the Veil. Inquisition, sure. Goyf gets bigger. We can take any of these cards, depends on what's in his hand. Yes, he can't take Restoration Angel. He could take any of these three, though, depending on what's in his hand. Can this be a restream? I think that deck's, like, really powerful. It won the Classic in Columbus this past weekend, the Bushwhacker deck. You could take the Spellskite just to roll the Goyf. Takes the Chord, so Wall of Roots can still block his Goyf. I think I'm okay with him burning a Bolt here. Actually, I guess that's not true. Next turn I can block and the Spellskite. Yeah, I'm just going to take it. It's another Goyf, yep. That was an okay draw. Scale of 1 to not bad. Definitely closer to the not bad side of the scale. This makes this Goyf big enough to beat through Wall of Roots. You think I'm chumping with the Wall of Roots when he attacks in, so he has to take the Spellskite here, so his Goyf can attack through Wall. Block. If he has a Bolt here, he gets to finish the Nahiri off and eat our Wall for free, essentially, but I think we have to risk this to get this off the table. K-Command, Maelstrom Pulse, sure. Am I supposed to try and race here? I don't think that's true. Well, I know what I drew for this turn. I think I'm chumping here. Yeah, I'm just going to use this as a gain 6. It was already a 1-for-1 on the Bolt, and then we gain a bunch of life. So we need Path or another Nahiri. I guess Scavenging Ooze will also do. Green to green, green. Need Spellskite. Which only makes it one smaller, but then I could eat Nahiri to make it another one smaller, but I want to eat Wall of Roots to get it out of Bolt range, so this is why this matchup's one of the reasons why I've played 3 Scavenging Ooze in the past as well, and that's possibly something I should be doing again if I'm really worried about the Jund matchup. I think Jund's in a really good position in Modern right now. It's very powerful. Jund's rarely in a bad position in Modern, let's be honest. At the very least, even if he has another removal spell here, okay, sweet. So this is probably just like firing up Raging Ravine and swinging for the fence. Yeah, so I don't really want to trade Skoos for Raging Ravine. So yeah, we're just taking 9. Well, that was what you could call another great draw. Now I am what we could call a new Blucker. I didn't want to eat Nahiri because I wanted Scavenging Ooze to be bigger than Lightning Bolt. Oh, you know what? That was a mistake. I forgot I had Ghost Quarter here. I guess I really don't want to Ghost Quarter this because then I can't play Resto. So he's just attacking with this now. Huh. Yeah, I think I have to Ghost Quarter this. It kind of sucks, but I think that's fine. Exile Voice, make Goyf smaller. Exile Nahiri, make Goyf smaller. Start exiling his sorceries to make Goyf smaller. I think I'm just supposed to start shipping here. Yeah.
Dada.
Hi, tiny baby.
Hey, brother's turn. Dad, let's clean hands and I'll get let's clean hands.
He knows I have a Resto in my hand. If I eat 2 sorceries, I could turn this into a 2/3, and then... Oh, you know what? I should have done this on my turn when he was tapped out. He could blow us out with a removal spell now, I guess. I think I want to eat 2 sorceries and then Lightning Helix this. That doesn't seem unreasonable. Double Dark Confidant, sure. Yeah, so I'm gonna do that line I just said. So I'm gonna go ahead and get a forest here, and then we're gonna go green, get rid of a sorcery, get rid of a sorcery. I definitely think we're in Dark Confidants on my team territory here. Yeah, especially with 2 Restos in hand. If he chumps the Scoos, I'm gonna path the other one, yeah. So I don't think... If his 2 Bobs are definitely on our team. Like I said, someone asked earlier how I feel like this matchup is. I feel like it's close to even with Chord being slightly ahead on average.
Do you need anything else before you go?
No, I think we're okay.
You know, like it.
How long are you gonna be out for?
Until about 9:30.
Oh, sounds good.
Love you.
Love you too. So Liliana's good for him. It's fine though. Cancel. Oh God, I hate this laggy piece of crap client. So if we lose this game by 1 point of life, we'll file for comp because I had intended to hit cancel and then make this, and then it didn't cancel, so I clicked it again, and then it turned into an OK button. This was also a mistake because he has a Liliana here that he's going to plus. So that was a punt because of the little tilted from Magic Online being a laggy turd. Just Magic Online things, and he probably has a Terminate to take this game over. If he has a Terminate here, or a way to kill this, we're in a bad spot if he has a removal spell for this Angel. Except we drew Chord of Calling. All right, attack Liliana. Alrighty, sweet. He said GG's. 2 lands in hand. All right. Okay. We are now 3-0 in this league, so I guess we'll probably finish out this league, and then I'm gonna call it a day. I've been going for a little while here. You keep your comp money because opponent pricked and died. Oh, yeah. Three Nahiris. Yep, I like me three Nahiris. It might be the fact that I own exactly three that makes me want to play the third one, but, you know. Sin needs some lands in it. It's pretty good other than that. So if you had 7, we'd play 7? Yeah, maybe, you know. Jake and 5-8 with the brand new sub. Welcome to the stream. I appreciate the support. If you're enjoying the constructed content I put on here, we stream Standard, Modern, Legacy, and Pauper. I appreciate you showing that support with a follow or sub below. You get some sweet emotes that I've been using in chat. They're adorable pictures of my children. That's actually them giggling on the audio track, so. Oh, such hateful bears. That's getting Stomping Ground. I think Scape Shift is not well positioned in the format full of aggressive creatures that Modern is. The logic for 3 is that when you draw this the extra one, you plus the first one and discard it and draw something else if you don't need it. Thanks, Jake. I appreciate it. And like I said, for folks that are wondering like about a schedule, I don't have a set schedule right now. I'm teaching one class this quarter that's been taking up some extra time, so that's done after next week. So hopefully the beginning of May, I'm going to set a more consistent streaming schedule. Right now, I do like Tuesday, Thursday afternoon-ish, and then some weekends when I'm home. I travel a lot for magical stuff, so. What really sucks here is that he's going to play Leonin Arbiter and then Ghost Quarter us next turn, but I don't think there's anything we can do to avoid that. They just always have Leonin Arbiter Ghost Quarter on 3. Our superior cuteness. That's fair. Mine got a little... I think Kyle's older than Jake. Chion's oldest compared to my oldest. But I know his youngest was just born and Declan's little. Declan's almost 1. What class? This quarter I am teaching a introductory probability and statistics class at a local college. Come on, play your Leonin Arbiter and Ghost Quarter me. You know you have it. Go ahead. Sid with the brand new subscription. Thank you and welcome to the stream. I really appreciate the support. I stream because I love it, but you know, making a little bit of income from it allows me to not do other things. So like, this has actually been making, you know, enough between subs and ads that I'm not taking a class next quarter, which feels good. Wasteland Strangler with nothing? I don't have an exile pile, right? Just the old 3-2 for 3? This is so weird. Oh, wait. I did... Oh. I hate that about Magic Online. That's so tilting. That he had the card under here. This was exiled under the Tide Hollow Sculler, right? And then we drew the path to exile. What a tilt. I'm not going to attack in here because this could put Athalia into play. I think I want to chord for a Wall of Roots here. He could have an even Mind Sensor. If we get even Mind Censored on this chord, we're going to feel bad. We can still chord, but like he has Mind Sensor up. Maybe I'm supposed to... See, it's awkward. Maybe I'm just supposed to chord for 2 on my turn. Yeah, I think I'm just supposed to have chorded for 2 on my turn. I have to go for it at end step here. I think... I could just chord for 1 at end step. Alright, I'm going to chord for 1 in response here. And the reason why I'm doing it in response is that if he has a Mind Sensor, I want to path the Mind Sensor before my chord resolves. But if he doesn't have a Mind Sensor, which he doesn't here, and I think... Yeah, we'll get the 3rd red source. I'm just going to go ahead and path this Tide Hollow Sculler in response to his Angel's Trigger. So that way he doesn't get to take a card out of our hand. And now if we draw any untapped land, we can go ahead and play Lark next turn. So that sequence is medium for us. If he would have done that pre-combat, he would have gotten to attack us for 3. Untapped lands? Rats. I'm going to go ahead and attack with my Elemental here, since we can flash in Resto. I can't believe he's thinking about this. Maybe he's just doing something else and it's just like auto-stopped on blockers while he's F6, but pretty sure he knows we have the Resto in his hand. He must have Flicker Wisp, right? Like Flicker Wisp is the only thing that makes sense here. He's just gonna like Flicker Wisp my token. I guess I should have untapped my bird here. That was sloppy. Wow. Wow. Okay, deal. Whatever. He knew about the Resto. I feel like he knew about the Resto. I might be misremembering, but I'm gonna have to go back and check now. I mean, like, if you tank there and you think you have a better use for the Flicker Wisp... Okay, that's fair, iDub. Yeah, definitely. You're definitely right. So he doesn't have Flicker Wisp there. Good call. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he knew about the Resto and just got himself Savage there. Do I want another green here? I guess I want a 3rd red in case I draw Kiki. Yeah, I'll get another red in case I draw Kiki. We've got plenty of green for chord with all of our green guys. Your hand was Voice, Lark, Angel Chord. Yeah, that's what I thought. I feel like he should have attacked my Sacred Foundry, but maybe he's just not familiar with Chord's general mana base. Untapped lands? I know you just took 2 untapped lands out of our deck, but untapped land? What do you got here? Resto? Thought Not Seer. Huh. This is tough. I want to path this, but I feel like at the same time, I'd rather just him take the path. So yeah, I'm gonna give him the opportunity to take the path here, because I'd rather keep the Lark. He should take the Lark, I'd assume, but our opponent's made a lot of questionable decisions, so Chord is solidly tier 2. It depends on your local area, who's infatuated with it, and who likes me as. Okay, yeah, man. You do you. That's great. That's why I didn't path in response. Maybe he just has another Thought Not Seer and plans to take the Revelark next turn. That's the only line that makes sense to me, but that's still not even great just against this elemental. And, like, maybe he has another Thought Not Seer, but, like, if he has another Thought Not Seer, he would have played it last turn, right? Because he could have cast it. This seems loose as well. You know, whatever. You do you, opponent. I'll do me, and everyone will be happy. To draw a magical card here. I love drawing magic cards. They're so much fun. Who doesn't love drawing magic cards? So I'm going to draw some more. Play this. He doesn't have a discard spell or a Tech Edge or a Strip Mine next turn. We get to play Revelark, and then he can probably never win the game when we get 2 more voices back. If this Lark hits play and he doesn't have a way to interact with the graveyard, the game's probably locked up. Like, it's going to take us a few turns to actually win, but it's effectively over. My wife gets upset when other people do me, so I've decided to avoid that. Spell-based combo decks aren't that popular in Modern. So the problem with Kiki Chord as a deck is that Kiki Chord is a deck that I would describe as having a high ceiling and a low floor, which means if you're playing it well, you're going to get a lot of mileage out of it. But if you're not playing it well, you're not going to get any mileage out of it. Examples of decks that are slightly different than that is like Burn and Infect are decks that I would describe as having a high ceiling but still having a pretty high floor. Which means that even when you're playing Burn and Infect at like 50% proficiency of where you could, you're still going to win a lot of games when you're not playing the deck proficiently. Whereas with Chord, when you're not playing the deck proficiently, you're just going to die. Like, the power level of the deck is not going to carry you most of the time. I guess it does imply that, doesn't it? That's a bad thing to imply. I am a faithfully married man. I know text is hard to convey in tone, but we'll just put that out there. See Pikachu running on screen there. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate the support. We've had a good strong audience. Streaming after the PT finish was a good idea. Had a little over 1,000 most of the afternoon. I don't know that a deck necessarily has to be cruise control. Like, people incorrectly associate decks that have what I would call a high floor with a deck being strictly easy to play. And, like, what a lot of people don't realize is that, you know, just because a deck is going to give you a lot of percentage points just by playing it by default, it doesn't necessarily mean that that deck is, you know, easy to get the last 5 percentage points out of. And, like, if you're winning 5% more of your matches by being proficient with a deck, 5% is a lot of matches in Magic. It's, like, a lot of matches. I think I'm going to let this happen. It means we take 3 from the resto, but it also means we get 2 Voice of Resurgences back here. So we take a hit from this resto this turn, and then our resto can start blocking it. Well, I'm just going to go ahead and swing with all my voices. Some giant elementals are probably unbeatable for him. Yeah, we're playing 3 copies of Nahiri. Not that you would know, we're 19 cards into our deck with that one, but that's fine. We haven't needed a Nahiri yet this game. Declan Scott. That is a window, not a door. Go out the door. You're a crazy child. Block them, I dare you. And that's what's sweet about boards like this. Like, voice is basically 2/2 unblockable a lot of the time. Do I ever get bored playing the same deck? You know, occasionally I change it up. Like, that was why we streamed Chord for most of this week. That's why I streamed up and played the red-white deck this afternoon. We're probably going to screw around with random Thopter decks later, too. And, you know, I play Hex when I get bored of Magic, too. Hex is a lot of fun. There's a VIP Hex tournament tonight. I'm probably... we're going to finish this league out, and then I'm going to take a break, eat some dinner, play with the kids for a little while. They just woke up from their naps. And... we have a spell skite for someone that mentioned a bunch of flicker effects. Oh, he gets to Strangler my Lark here. That's powerful. He doesn't get to kill anything, though. Nahiri is very good and increases the power level of the deck. We can even pay blue mana for this. Look at that. Wow, he forgot Lark was there. Deal. I guess I should have restoed my Wall of Omens before doing anything here. Because we could have drawn Chord and Chorded for Kiki and killed him. You are so loud, Offspring. You should always, if you intend to path the Kiki-Jiki, you should always path the Kiki after they say Restoration Angel trigger targets Kiki-Jiki. You don't want to give them a chance to target something else with their resto. Like, if they go, Kiki targets resto, you don't path the Kiki then, because then when the resto comes into play, it can flicker something else like a Wall of Omens for value. No, you don't do that. You don't path the Kiki when they, I know there's some delay here. You don't path the Kiki when they target the Angel. You path the Kiki when the Angel trigger targets the Kiki. If you intend to path the Angel, then you path the Angel when they target it with the Kiki. I would like a fatty voice elemental, fatty voice elemental. It's a lethal elemental. This is why I love 4 voices. So, if I didn't finish the season in first, I was planning to scale it back for the rest of the year and just like only attend things within driving distance. I finished the season in first, even with a pretty meh invitational finish, though, because I had such a high lead, which means I get free open entry for the next season. So if I'm still getting cheap plane tickets, it seems silly to not cash in on free open entry and, like, continue going to everything. The next 2 Modern Opens are both less than 3 hours driving distance from where I live in central Illinois. So I definitely planned on going to those regardless. So if I go to those opens and do even close to reasonably well at them, and I still, you know, maintain my lead, I'm probably going to go to actual everything this season and go for their player of the year at the end of the year. That's the plan, at least. These are my elementals. There are many like them, but these ones are mine. Alright, we've got him under triple abyss. Opponent concedes. Opponent has spent 11 minutes this game. I spent 6.5, so... What fraction of my total trip expenses is entry fees? It's probably like 20% or so. I don't know. Like, Jerry Thompson is a very good Magic player, and Jerry Thompson is a... I feel like Jerry is a good enough Magic player that if he wants Player of the Year, he's going to get it. So, if Jerry decides that Player of the Year is worth his time, it's gonna be not easy. And, you know, that being said, like, he qualified this season, so, like, maybe he decides grinding it isn't worth his time. And, like, if he's not going for it, then, you know, maybe I'll take a real crack at it. I tested a Westvale Abbey, and I was less than impressed with it, so I ended up cutting it. Yeah, my most expensive round-trip flight this year has been $180. A lot of my flights I've been flying... so I live in the middle of Illinois. Spirit Airlines flies out of Chicago O'Hare Airport. So I've been getting like round trip Spirit flights out of O'Hare for like $80 and $100 round trip. So it's been super cheap, which is definitely beneficial. No, none of my children really. Jake just babbles. He's 2. He's got a couple of words, but nothing really coherent. Yeah, definitely Lord of Darkness. Do you want anything else changed? I feel like 1 engineered explosives might be okay, but like they have so many 2s and we have so many 2s, it might not be good. Killing Voice can be a feature sometimes, though. This card's just clunky, though, I think. 1 Rex Sage might also be okay. That's why when you fly on Spirit, I have... I don't have my bag within distance, but like when I fly Spirit, all of my clothes and my deck boxes for the weekend fit into this little tiny bag, and I bring a netbook with me and change the clothes, stick a deodorant and deck boxes, and I just go. You can't bring a lot with you. You can't if you bring a carry-on or anything like that. Spirit is going to rail you, and you're just better off flying on a real airlines. However, if you're smart about it and read all the fine print, flying Spirit is very cheap and efficient. So that's my mini how to fly on a budget rant. A good deck that revolves around Westvale Abbey, maybe. Contract, but I should find a sponsorship by them, right? Be like, look, guys, this is how things are. Yeah, I just take exactly 1 bag with me. Probably losing our path to exile here. The Tide Hollow Sculler Wasteland Strangler curve is very powerful. I actually, and I can't believe I'm saying this. I really can't believe I'm saying this. The deck our opponent is playing might not be awful. Those are the first and probably last good words I'm ever going to say about the Hate Bears deck. I think there's something to this Eldrazi Taxes deck. What I don't think is good is I don't think Thalia is very good in Modern, and I don't think Leonin Arbiter is very good in Modern. So maybe if you're just playing like this Tide Hollow Sculler, and like Aether Vial is card disadvantage in this deck a lot of time. Like sometimes it allows you to like little tricksy cute things that get people, but I feel like this is card disadvantage more often than not. So I feel like there might be like this white-black colorless deck that's just not playing all of the bad cards that this deck plays. This deck's existed for a while. Frank Lepore just like added, why did Pontiff not come in? Because they don't have a lot of X1s. It's like exactly what's it called, the next one? The Flicker Wisp is the next one. This was another punt. I should have played Spellskite to play around what he did here. I mean, the quotes are great because I'm at least mildly clever, right? I'm not hilarious, but I'm mildly clever. My first Legacy Open top 8 back in 2013 was with Black White Dead Guy Ale. I flipped Tombstalker to Dark Confidant 4 different times in that tournament. And this might be something worth working on, because like a lot of these cards, like this effect, like this, basically with this deck, the problem is it plays a lot of individually weak cards. And like this card is individually fine, and this card is probably individually fine if you have enough cards to enable it. So like if we just like cut the chafe, the individually weak cards out of the opponent's deck, it might be reasonably playing. I said at least mildly clever. I'm gonna Flicker Wisp, Tidehollow Sculler. So in my testing, Archangel Avacyn was consistently worse than Revelark in the 5-drop slot. That was my experience, at least. Just every time Avacyn came up, I was just like, man, I wish you were just a Lark. And I never found, oh, this is really good. Wow, that's like really good. Ugh. Why don't I have Spellskite in play? Why don't I have Spellskite in play? Man, I just got completely wrecked by not playing this card out. Well then. Yes. Get a forest since I have a Firelith Thicket. Okay. That was a good draw. Do I want to play this? I think I want to just exile this and get my path back. Get my exiled card back. Sweet. No, this requires 3 to activate. This requires a colorless and 2 generic mana. And so, like, our opponents gained a little bit of edge by having these Aether Vials this game, but, like, imagine the position our opponent would be in if he had, like, these cards in play, and instead of these Aether Vials, he just had 2 more cards in his hand. Like, that seems way better, right? Like, just, like, play 1 to 2 more lands in his deck, and, like, not play 1 to 2 more utility lands, and not play these Aether Vials. Sorry, Priest. I feel like Aether Vial, in order to be good, you really need to be like gaining bigger edges than what it's giving him in this game. Yeah, that's what it comes down to, what Rufus said there. Like, counter spells are much better in Legacy than they are in Modern. So, like, Vial getting past them, like, when I played, like, the old Blue-Red Fairies deck I used to play a lot, like, he's just shipping into Nahiri here. That's fair, so I'm going to trade with Wasteland Strangler. See Pikachu running on screen there. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate the support. You gonna randomly ghost quarter me again? Oh no, not my Firelit Thicket. Please don't. Please don't. Your Eternal Witness. Get back the Nahiri. I'm gonna do this. So that way if he has Flicker Wisp, he can't save his Displacer, path his Displacer, play the Sacred Foundry tapped. I mean, Vile's great in Slivers because Slivers mana base makes all of its spells uncastable, right? That's basically what it comes down to. And next turn we get to witness back our Nahiri. Oh, it feels so good. It feels so good. Go ahead and chip for 2 here to start. No, I think I'd rather just like witness and get Nahiri back and get Nahiri going quicker. Nope, E-Witness means more Nahiri, yep. Snapcaster my Nahiri, yep. Green Snapcaster Mage. You know what? You know what I think one of the biggest differences that a lot of people don't do is that this card, I think I rebuy fetch lands with Eternal Witness more than any other card in our deck. Path my voice. I feel like I'd rather have Spellskite than voice, so yeah, that's fine. Well, I guess we're not discarding anything to Nahiri. I want both these cards. Nope. And honestly, having a bunch of Nahiris in the deck feels really good because when we board down Chords in a matchup like this, I still have a bunch of tutors. I'm pretty sure I'm sticking with 3 Priest. Four I think is too many. He doesn't, is the answer. Do you have like a Wasteland Strangler? Okay, redirect to Spellskite. I'm glad I blocked with Wall. I was strictly correct. Well, I'm going to Resto first and see what we draw. Yeah, I don't really think I want you. I think I'd rather have a random card than any of the things in our discard pile right now. Yep. Much rather have a random card than a Wall of Roots. Wooded Foothills. I guess I'll play that out. That's fine. Just gonna pass the turn. Next turn we combo with Nahiri -8 and Kiki Jiki, and we have Spellskite back up. Arlen is not fantastic. And Nahiri does more what this deck wants to do. Arlen is an aggressive card. Nahiri is a utility card. And this is a utility toolbox deck. Yeah, Arlen is a bad Huntmaster, and Huntmaster doesn't make the cut, is how I would put it. Actually, it's a really great way to put. That's like an aggressively way to put it. And here he goes to 6 loyalty right away. Like people really don't understand how big of a deal going to. Actually, I guess I'm not gonna do. I'm just gonna block with the wall of omens in case he's got some kind of double Trixies here. People really don't understand how big of a deal having 6 loyalty is. Wall of Resurgence, man, our opponent is deep in the tank. We went 1-9 with the red-white deck, so we stopped playing that. Sane's medium. Has to take a little bit of damage from the mana, but it's not awful. All right, that was a great draw. I guess it's possible. Yeah, I think this was the incorrect land to play. I think I was supposed to play the Wooded Foothills on 1 because if he gives us something we want to path on 2, which I think there's a low chance Flooded Strand means we need to path on 2, but if he gives us something to path on 2, we could like fetch a shock land and path him. Oh, look at that. He's going to make a liar out of me. Gather the Townsfolk. What is our opponent's record? That's the question you want to ask yourselves when they start turn 2 gather the townsfolk. When he kept all right, they're in their first match of this league, so they have not played a match yet. So we have no idea if their deck is just awful or just the busted nut and is going to crush us. Another Path to Exile is probably not great against Gather the Townsfolk. Turn 3 Jeskai Ascendancy, crush us into the ground. Has to be Jeskai Ascendancy, right? Like Intangible Virtue, Jeskai Ascendancy. Burst Lightning, my guy. Yeah, man. That's a little aggro. No blocks. You better see Assemble the Legion. Yep. Champion of the parish. Okay, blue, white, red humans. That's why I gather the townsfolk instead of raise the alarm then. That makes sense. I'm going to play this, and I'm going to go ahead and fetch a basic forest and go bird, bird here. It makes our elemental large. Norn Sisters isn't this blue. The blue is splashed in Norn Sisters for just Sky Hussar. No. Ancestral Visions does not fix any of the problems that, that deck has. Valueless Lieutenant would be really scary here. I guess we can path the champion, but then we have to take 4. I guess we have Resto to follow it up. He did spend 2 cards to deal with our Voice of Resurgence, but all the card advantage in the world doesn't matter if we just die. Wow, what a savage. What a savage. This dude is just, he's roughing us up. Into Delver of Secrets. Okay. That's, huh. I don't know what he's doing, but it's definitely sweet. Do we play around Mana Leak? I'm not gonna. I'm gonna play around Mana Leak, and I'm just gonna play this now. How's it going, Dio? Yeah, Magic Online does not look stellar. How bad is the Boggles matchup of this deck? It's close to even. Actually, I think Chord's a little bit ahead. If you have the Engineered Explosive in the sideboard, Chord's probably definitely ahead. Probably definitely. That's one of my favorite. If he attacks with both humans, do we block is a real question because he could have Bolt. I'm going to block the Delver of Secrets here. I'm willing to trade this for Delver plus a Bolt. I'm not willing to trade it for a human token plus a Bolt. Snapcaster Bolt? Yeah, fair. Alright. Drawing Orzhov Pontiff naturally would be nice. Ask for a deck tech after the game. Alright, well, we had worse cards to draw. At least we can cast this. And it trades with a Snapcaster. Oh, that's really good. So he gets to Snap Fork Bolt us. So we just, like, need to draw Pontiff here. Block. Block every time. Block every single time. Snap Burst Lightning, our guy, maybe? This is... I would have Snap Fork Bolt 1/1 us and then 4'd us here. Getting this trade here is fantastic for us. Nahiri. Yeah, I guess I just play this in plus, right? Am I supposed to discard this? I feel like I'm supposed to discard this. Yeah, I'm going to bin this. Like, we're looking for Pontiff or, like, land plus Chord. We'll see. We're dead. We're dead to Lightning Bolt here. You can just, like, Bolt, Snap, Bolt us, put us to 3, and then untap and attack for 4. But I don't think minusing Nahiri to kill a human token is worthwhile there. I think we want to just find some selection and, like, try and claw back into this game. If we find, like, a Scavenging Ooze or an Orzhov Pontiff, we're in a good spot. And if he sends 6 points of damage at Nahiri this turn cycle, we're also mostly okay with that. So we'll see what he targets the Burst Lightning here. Nahiri's way better than Domri Rod was. There's a reason why we cut Domri. I'm not sure if I want him to redirect to Nahiri or not. Okay, he does. So Nahiri was a loot gain 6, so that's probably fine. Drawing Chord would be nice since we have this Wall of Roots in our hand. So Nahiri dead. Just drawing Pontiff naturally would be great. Alright, we get a redraw. I'm I'm going to draw off the Forest in case we hit PN Crindalar. Also a good draw. Resto. Okay. Yeah, I'm just going to pass the turn. I'm going to ambush. I'm not playing around counter magic out of his deck. I feel like he doesn't have any, or if he does, it's very few. So we're going to resto after he attacks before blocks. Correct. Wall of Roots is not bad at front. It's arguably better than Path because it's like a removal spell that also is a body for Chord. He went top bottom with that. So watch me get mana leaked for not respecting it. Okay. I think my read that he's not playing counter magic is correct, or at least not main deck counter magic. We're going to 7 here. So we'd be a lot more dead than we would be right now if he would have just, you know, not killed the Nahiri. Alright, well, play this. I don't think I want to hold a bird. I guess if we draw another Nahiri, I want to hold the bird. And I don't really want to throw the bird under a bus right now, so I'm going to hold this for at least 1 turn. I'm not going to hold 2 cards for a Nahiri, but I will hold 1. Thalia's Lieutenant, not bad. So he has a 3/3 and 2/2/2, so he could trade his Champion of the Parish for 2 damage, which doesn't seem very good. If he has another human, I feel like if he's a human, he would have played it last turn. So yeah, no attacks. Revel Arc, ding. Am I supposed to evoke this? That's a real question. What do I have? I have Sin Collector and Voice of Resurgence. That doesn't seem very good. Yeah, so I'm just going to go ahead and play Lark out, and then I'm going to play the bird out as a possible chump blocker just to preserve our life total a little bit, because I feel like with Lark we have enough card advantage that even if we hit a Nahiri, we're going to be fine. So we're looking for, I guess, Chord can possibly win the game. Another Resto would be good, because Resto Lark gets us our guys back. Lone Missionary is also not bad, because it puts this game a little bit out of reach for him. Am I just supposed to ship in the air here? Yeah, I feel like I am. We've got him on a 2-turn clock. Yeah, I'm just going to attack for 7. And then next turn we can attack for 7 again. And he's dead. I think Lone Missionary gives us more than enough buffer to go ahead and just try and 2-turn clock him here. Block, trade, take 2. I agree. I feel like if our opponent was more aggressive towards us and less aggressive towards the Nahiri, we'd have probably lost this game. So even though Lark won that game, I feel like it's probably not stellar on average. This is probably a little bit of a cut Chord matchup because it's probably a little bit clunky. Lightning Helix is probably more than reasonable. Scavenging Ooze is probably reasonable. Eidolon of Rhetoric is probably reasonable because it turns off Snapcaster Mage and it blocks well. What else do I want to trim? Quasley Pride Mage I most likely don't need. I feel like I just want to bring my curve down. I didn't used to ever board out a bunch of Chords like this before, but I feel like with Nahiri I'm allowed to do that since I have more card advantage in the deck this way. So I need two more trims here. Restoration Angel is nuts. Pia is nuts. Nahiri is fine. Maybe Pontiff isn't great just because he has 4 Thalia's Lieutenants in his deck. I think I could see that logic. Yeah, he could have counter like dispels and stuff, and this boarding these out if he has dispels is really good. So I think I'm gonna try that against his more aggressive slanted blue deck. I'm gonna trim a Ghost Quarter. That might bite us, but I feel like we don't need it in this matchup. Sand seems reasonable. Do you really want Path? Yeah, I think we do. Like, killing Yeah, we definitely do. Killing Giant Champion of the Parish and Delver of Secrets, like, all of those are very important to get off the board. Do we want Path? Yeah, definitely want Path. I think I'd rather cut the... I think I'd rather cut the Ghost Quarter than a Dork. Like, accelerating against an aggressive deck is usually pretty good. Although I guess he has Forked Bolts, so maybe that's not correct. All of his cards have the ability to get out of range of Pontiff. And I'm cutting the cord, so I think, sure, but we might be able to win that game anyways, Max Paynes. Like, I remember the situation that you're referencing, and, like, I think I was probably winning that game even without the Kiki. I would have had to play differently, but because he killed the Kiki instead of pathing it, I was able to play the game in a way that allowed me to have what happened did. Maybe I'm not supposed to cut Lark because of his flying guys. I could see that being correct. We do just need to draw a spell, though, this game. Drawing a spell at some point would be really nice. He might not have Jeskai Ascendancy if he has Delver in his deck, too. I feel like his Delver flip count can't be that high as is. Meaning, like, Angered here? Klasm, maybe? Klasm plus Bolt? Reflector Mage. Okay, yep, that's a thing. I think I'm throwing this under a bus. Yeah, I'm going to throw this under a bus as a game 3 and to get a token. This card's just as annoying in Modern as it is in Standard. I probably should have played Raging Ravine there instead of the Horizon Canopy. I think I might cycle the Canopy. Another Reflector Mage would be pretty backbreaking. Gather the Townsfolk, that's fine-ish. Makes Champion 2 bigger. I think we're just taking 7 here. Although I might just use this bird as a gain life. Yeah, I'm going to use this bird as a gain 5. I'm going to block with the bird and then... cycle the Horizon Canopy to try and find a path to exile here. We really need a path or a resto. Next turn we can play Wall of Roots plus eat these things with the voice. Or eat these things with the Scavenging Ooze. Are you pathing something too? Or you just have another cantrip? Another cantrip, sure. Interesting. Alright, well, I'm just going to take this hit then. Sweet. And we hit the path. So what am I doing here? I can play Wall of Roots out. Then I can play Raging Ravine, and then I can path this idiot. He went top with his Serum Vision, so I'm going to path this. Now, it gives him the extra land, but it plays around counter magic, and if he gets a land, he doesn't. He chooses... It didn't tell me whether or not he decided not to search or failed to find. So I'm assuming he decided not to search. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and activate this and eat Voice now, so this way I can use it again to turn off a Snapcaster Mage next turn. Another Reflector Mage. Yep, seems good. Needs to pick up my Elemental, probably. I assume he's just using this to kill my Elemental token. He still doesn't have very good attacks here. I guess he could like trade his Reflector Mage for 3 points of damage, but then this dies and I gain a life, so it's like trading his Reflector Mage for 2 points of damage and my Scooge gets bigger. He might Reflector Mage my Scooge, but that still doesn't seem stellar. He's killing the elemental token. That's reasonable. Yep, he just gets to attack for 1 here, so that's great. Looking for a Nahiri, looking for a Resto, looking for a PN card, now looking for one of our bigger payoff cards. Alright, another land. I'm going to go ahead and play this out, thin the deck a little bit. He kept the next card on top too, so if the next card's a removal spell for this ooze, we could be in trouble. Hate Bears is not a good deck. Hate Bears has not put up reasonable results in a while. Snapcaster Mage, sure man, you do you. Target Serum Visions. Eat your Serum Visions. Well, at least he's just poking us for 1. Fetching here is technically a turn off the clock, but in the event we draw Kiki Jiki, I want to be able to cast it reasonably. Also, thinning the land is, it's probably negligible. One of our payoff cards. Maybe I should start saying please. One of our payoff cards, please. At least he's bricking too. I don't know, his deck probably has a lot more air in it than ours. I don't know, that's probably not true actually. Because our deck has 30 mana sources in it. And I guess we boarded down 1 more, 29 mana sources. Well, we're going to play this, but we're not cracking the fetch at this point. Because 1 turn's very real. Maybe I'm supposed to be attacking with this voice. Is that true? It gives us a point of life. It lets us start attacking with a 4/4. Nah, that seems bad. Although I guess if he kills this, it takes Scavenging Ooze out of bolt range, so that seems worthwhile. Yeah, maybe I'm supposed to be doing that. Another Storm Chaser Mage, yep. Nahiri, your people need you. That's fine. We won game 1. I'm going to go ahead and attack with this voice. If he wants to block it, that's fine. This might just be a 2/2 that's unblockable, though. Okay, sweet. Deal. Alright, now we have 2 4/4s. I mean, sometimes you're just not going to draw spells. It's okay. That's Magic. Like, if you're not okay losing games like this one here, like, you can't play Magic. It's not the game for you. Sometimes your opponent gets stuck on 4 lands and draws 3 Reflector Mages, and you just, how many, not counting mana creatures, we've had 1, 2, 3, 4. We've had 4 spells and 20 cards this game. Alright, and he got rid of my Elemental instead of getting rid of my Scavenging Ooze. God bless him. Attack with everything? I'd be okay with that. Just those 2 still, sure. I'm not sure we can still win this game anymore. Like, even if we draw Monogas from here. We did, you're right. I boarded out of lands. Maybe he'll hit a land pocket. The crummy thing is he probably doesn't play many lands in his deck. That's what's a little rough for us. He probably has a bunch of Dispels in his hand. I will not be surprised if this gets Dispelled. Which spell? Dispel right here. If he has another Dispel, he should cast it. It kills me. We only have 22 lands. So I boarded a land out this game. I mean, I should probably have Forge Tender in my deck. Yeah, it seems fine. I'm just gonna swap those and hit submit. No, I don't really play in Wizards events. You have to play in Grand Prix and RPTQs and other nonsense like that. This is okay. I'm gonna have to post this. Fucking Magic Online. One of their representatives just told me in my comp request for Wall of Roots being bugged that it's working as intended. Don't fucking lie to me. I understand your software is bad and I still use it. But okay, sorry. I'm trying to be better about my language. Apologies. Don't lie to me and tell me that your software is working as intended. You lying scum. That's ridiculous. That's obscene. Don't. It's working as intended. What a joke. I understand Magic is complicated and like programming this software is hard, but like it's the little things like that. Don't lie to me. You can be honest and say it's broken and hey, we're going to refund you while it's broken. That's fine. I understand you're bad at your jobs, but just like be good at support while you're bad at your jobs. It's working as intended. Maybe they want it to be bugged, right? It's just so unreal to me. The bug is that there's two bugs with Wall of Roots. Unlike every other mana ability on Magic Online, you can't control Z to undo mana made by Wall of Roots. The second bug is that hey, get off your brother. Dad is literally playing his last game, and then we're gonna play. Correct. You can't. It's unreal. Just like how bad they are. Like you used to be able to undo it. Correct. They broke it in the update in January. I would like a free land. Thank you. God bless. I'm not going to run P and K into a possible mana leak here, so I'm just going to play this out. Okay, cool. So that resolved. So I think I'm going to shock myself here and go wall into second voice. Seems reasonable. Things you can undo on Magic Online. Sacrificing Lotus Petal. Sacrificing Eldrazi Scions. You can undo those. So are you telling me that you're telling me that sacrificing a permanent is different than putting a counter on a permanent? Because that sounds wrong. Hey, stay off of your brother. Stay off of him. You're a terrorist. Tiny toddler terrorist. Kids, man. Well, at least opponents drawing lands this game like we were. You just bolting my dome? Oh, you're bolting a voice. Interesting. Well, that's not going to work out for you when I play PNK next turn. You're bolting the other voice too. Okay. Can as a judge, can you please explain to me how Wall of Roots undoing the mana is different from Lotus Petal changing zones? You can undo a Simian Spirit Guide as well. How is what happens to that different than a card changing zones? Someone explain it to me. I'm willing to be wrong here, but what's the difference there? My opponent just said, chat, maybe bolting the voices was a bad idea. I agree, opponent. I agree. The second bug is that you can't activate Wall of Roots as you're casting the spell, which means if your Wall of Roots has 1 toughness, it can't make 2 mana towards a Court of Calling. Wall of Roots is a mana ability. Wall of Roots is 100% a mana. This is a mana ability. This doesn't use the stack. This is a mana ability. This is a mana ability. I don't know. Maybe. Okay, so here's the other thing, though. If you could activate it as a mana ability, if you could activate Wall of Roots as you're casting a spell, you could click on your spell and then start activating Wall of Roots and then cancel, and it would undo the counter on Wall of Roots because you were doing it as part of casting a spell, which you can't do anymore.